All right, everybody, good afternoon or good evening whenever you're watching this, hopefully the day before the open notes quiz. So this is kind of a review that you're only going to see on this YouTube channel. I just want to make sure I film something quickly. You will hear a bell, two bells probably intermittently between, actually three, between this video. Ignore them. I'm filming this at the end of first hour, right before second hour in my prep. So that way I can get it out this morning and make sure that you guys have the opportunity to look at this. So this is like the test or the quiz. I took the questions, rewrote it like we've done in the past. So let's talk about it. Write this equation out. The product of 4 and the sum of a number x and 2 equals 11. Pretty much how it's written out, okay? So if you guys want to make notes of these on your own notes, please do. What property of equality do you use to solve for y? Well, ladies and gentlemen, how would you solve for y? You would actually do what? Add 13 to both sides, so it's addition. Remember, you can also do subtraction, multiplication, division, solve. So I do want to see some work on some of these, like this particular problem. So you would, first thing you do would be subtract 6 from both sides, okay? And then when you do that, you end up with negative 8 over x over 8 equals, and then this would be negative 4. And remember, if this, then your next step, ladies and gentlemen, would be to what? Get rid of the fraction. So you'd multiply by the reciprocal of 1 over 8, or 8, okay? And remember, do you do it by a positive 8 or a negative 8? If there's a negative in front of this exponent, get the negativity out of there by multiplying it by a negative, okay? So if you do that, x is going to equal, negative times the negative is positive, 32. All right, solve this equation. We'll go old school. All right, so it's 2y over 5, that's what this basically means, equals negative 6. Now there are two ways to do it. One would be to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. Okay, so you would multiply it by 5 over 2, multiply this side by 5 over 2, but some of you I know felt uncomfortable doing that, so we'll do old school. Get rid of the fraction first. So multiply both sides by 5 over 1. If you do that, ladies and gentlemen, the 5's cancel out. You have 2y equals negative 30. All right, and then you have what? Divide by 2, divide by 2, y equals negative 15. All right, solve this one, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, there's a negative in front of this. So remember, get your negativity out of there. Oops, sorry, bad. Negative 7, negative 7. D equals negative divided by a negative is a positive. All right, evaluate this. So we learned this today in class. So what you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is substitute the 4 into this k. All right, so when you do that, you'd have 4 minus 5 times 4, which is 20, and that equals negative 16. That's your absolute value. There's the bell. Okay, so the absolute value of negative 16 is what? Positive 16. So you would just rewrite the equation as 17 minus, because this part doesn't change, 16. And that's going to equal 1. All right, number 7. Remember the one rule about, so there's going to be 2 answers to the number 7. You want to make sure you select all that apply. So let's start. 3 times the number n is the same as the product of a number x and a number n less than 4. If you guys remember what we talked about with less than, okay? And the less than functionality, it would be whatever number is first is actually what? Last. This is the only time when it's less than that you swap these two around on the equation. So A is the first one, because here it says 4 less than the number n. And so you would actually go and you would actually swap it around the other way. So know that B is not actually the answer in this one, okay? So, and then you have here the product of 3 and a number n equals a number x multiplied by 4 minus a number n. That's a lot of words, isn't it? Sorry, I just went like that because my nephew walked in. I had to tell him to be quiet. The product of 3 and a number n, so that's what we have here, okay, equals a number x multiplied, so far so good, by 4 minus a number n. See, okay. What is the first step when you solve this equation? First step on this would be to what, ladies and gentlemen? Distribute. All right, solve these equations out. First thing you do, just like we talked about up here, you do what? Distribute. 6y minus 12 equals 9y minus 9, and then it's 3y, okay? We distribute. If I need to draw it out, I will. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, you combine like terms on this side. So when you combine like terms on this side, you get what? So it's 6y minus 12. It's going to equal 9y minus 3y is 6y minus 9. So what I see from here, okay, you guys can probably tell what's going to happen is your next step would be to subtract 6y from both sides. When you do that, you're going to get negative 12 equals negative 9. Because the variables cancel out. Do you remember what this is? No solution. Okay? Number 11. Make sure you guys are good to go with these word problems. So let me give you a different pen so I know I can see it at least. All right, Sarah earned some money delivering newspapers. So sweet. Now, she had this money and she bought a battery for $2.95, right? So she's spending her money. Oh, and then she gave her mother 40 bucks. So she got rid of some more. And then she bought a ring for $10.20. And then she spent half the remaining money on a radio. If Sarah has $58.50 left, how much money did she earn delivering newspapers? Ladies and gentlemen, there's your equation set up. Now, let me get the calculator, stuck it over here, and let us figure out this total up here. Let's simplify this equation. So 295 and 40 and 1020. All right, let me write it down here so I have more room. So this is going to be x minus, and then my total come out to be 53.15, all divided by 2. That equals 58.50. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you have here that you need to get rid of? Get rid of the fraction. Okay? To get rid of the fraction, remember, multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the denominator, which in this case is 2. All right, multiply both sides by 2. Then you would end up with x minus 53.15, right? Because these cancel out. Equals, and then what it is, 58.5 times 2. Oops, I put the wrong number. I'm like, that's a big number. Times 2. All right, so this was 117. Last step, that's fairly simple, ladies and gentlemen. To solve for x would be to what? Add 53.15 to both sides. Add that, so plus 53.15. So her total that she started off with is $170.15. Not bad for a paper route. Okay, hopefully everybody understands these steps. And if you struggle with setting up the word problem, hopefully this will help you for tomorrow on the quiz. All right, solve this problem. So today we're talking about this in class. That's your first equation. Your second equation, ladies and gentlemen, would be 2x minus 2 equals a negative 8. All right, and then you just solve. So split it down the middle, add 2, 2x and 10, divide by 2. So one point is x equals 5, and the other one, add 2, same setup, but now because it's negative, you have a negative 6 and a 2x. Divide that by 2, and x equals negative 3. So your 2 points are 5 and -3. So that is it. Hopefully you guys take note of these and remember how to do all these simple things that we're doing. It is open notes. I hope you all score really well on this test, okay? If you have any questions, come see me before school tomorrow morning, before you take the quiz. Otherwise, good luck, and I'll see you in school.